When I walk in the gym, I'm 14 years old again. And if you're getting in shape for a girl or a guy, you ain't gonna stay. That ain't gonna happen because that guy's gonna break up with you. Or what if you don't get the girl? Then you're like, all this was wasted. Be who you are 100% instead of trying to be famous and have the most friends. Because most friends doesn't do anything for anybody.
What is it that allows for somebody to reach heights and be on movie sets and be on, you just crush it at life, but yet your head is never in the clouds? What, Mike, I want you to really answer this. What allows you to be the people's people? You're just like, you drive me crazy, man. Go ahead.
I think that it's just do I have money? Sure. Do I think I have money in myself? No. I wake up every day feeling like I'm broke. I haven't started my fitness career. I still live in that little 10 by 10 apartment when I first moved to LA. There is a rooted Mike within the Mike that you see. And that rooted Mike is when I walk in the gym, I'm 14 years old again, walking in, smelling. I can still smell the baby powder because in powerlifting, you use baby powder to take the weights up and that smell and the sweat. I'm that 14-year-old kid every time I walk through the gym. And when I walk to my house, I see the house. I'm living in it. But to me, it's still that 10 by 10 that I purposely suffered not to spend the money so I could create some kind of future for me later on in life instead of living the high means. I'll forever be that kid, and I'll forever be the kid in special ed where I was getting in fights with all the kids that were in regular class because they would pick on those kids in special ed. And that's just who I am. And I just live that life in my mind so much that's who I'll ever forever be. I don't think I'll never be the millionaire guy with the looks and strength and and life doesn't work that way, which is, we both know this could all be taken away tomorrow. And to be the very best for a moment, you just got to be the best. You got to, be a great athlete or whatever it is, but it's character that keeps you on top.
And I think your character and also your mindset and your physique is 50-50, right? Because nobody's going to keep inviting you to pose on stages. Nobody's going to keep inviting you to be the face of their supplement or their brand. Nobody's going to keep inviting you to be on, these huge bodybuilding documentaries. It's because they like your presence. They like the guy that is, and again, it just kills me because it's silly when somebody gets one taste of success, they're like the biggest diva in the world. And you've had your fair success that thousands and millions of people will never even taste. But the fact that you maneuver it with such kindness, and it's genuine too, is just, to me, that's one of the most beautiful things. Now, when it comes to your friend group, because you don't like average, you don't deal with average. Now, how has it been difficult for you throughout your career to make friends and keep friends? Because I know if somebody's just not at that league, I feel like you probably don't want to be around them.
I'm a real lone wolf. So in that aspect, and then also my foundation is my schedule. And I know my buddy of mine, John, who I've known this guy since I was 18, 19. And he's this motivational speaker. He goes around and he always introduced me before I come on stage. He talks about how we've known each other forever. And he talks about how he came over to stay at my house one time because we were doing a seminar here. And it got to be like 7 o'clock or whatever it was. And he just got there 15 minutes before. And I was like, all right, good to see you, man. I'm off to bed. And he always talks about that because my schedule is my schedule. And the reason why I say that is because my friends know that I'm into that schedule. I like to be up at 3 a.m. I like to train at 4 a.m. I'm off to bed at this time. And the cool thing about that is, and I think if more people did this, they always talk about if you could have 5 close friends, you're golden. And my friends that I've had have been friends since those early days. when I was breaking into the industry, or when I got into the industry, this first stages, and we were struggling going to castings or whatever it was, those guys are still my guys today. And it's just, you build a real bond when you stay true to who you are instead of, you know, I guess the bottom line is be who you are 100% instead of trying to be famous and have the most friends. Because most friends doesn't do anything for anybody.
You know, at the end of the day, it's just noise, right? Having a million friends and everybody coming over every single day and blowing up your phone. It's noise, it's distractions. And really, I just want people watching, listening to really understand that nobody becomes Mike O'Hearn with being distracted 24/7. Like, you are probably one of your biggest attributes has to be your amount of focus and your laser like, you know, determination. So what would you tell people who find themselves saying, hey, you know, I started working out, but 1 week into it, I stopped. I started eating and meal prepping. 1 week into it, I stopped. They just always keep stopping. They never continue. What in your life allows you to just remain consistent? Because Mike, I know you're a human. Sometimes you get to the point where you're like, I don't want to do this today. You know what I mean? Like, I got what on my schedule? I got all these, you know, media, you know, opportunities, and I got to do this. I got to do on this phone call. Some days I know you just don't feel like doing it. So what keeps you just, you know, focused and keeps distractions at bay?
Remembering that plate was empty at some times. And now that the plate is full, and it's full mostly every day, don't be taking that for granted. Don't be, you know, that's just, and it really has to come down. I posted something the other day, and it was off of this last diet. I just got incredible shape, probably the best shape I've ever been in my entire career, better than when I won the universe. And somebody goes, what's the point of getting in that kind of shape if you're not competing? And that struck me. I'm like, look at the mindset. So that person or people like that go, well, if you're going to get in that kind of shape, you should compete. It's never about the trophy. It didn't matter if I won the universe or didn't win the universe. And that's what I see. I see champions, and it's what you do after you win. You know, it's what you do after you get the movie, the break, that moment, you get the job you want. What do you do after that? Do you still fight as hard before, you know, what you were doing to get there? Or do you just kind of like, okay, I'm going to coast now? And the people that I know in my life and stuff, the trophy didn't mean anything. That was just a moment. Cool. Handshake. Great. You know, next thing, or move forward. It's never, that's the final stage. And it was interesting to me to somebody comment that, and I'm so removed from that mindset that I said to him, I said, do you think Jordan played basketball to win this game or that game or whatever? He loved the game. He liked to play. He liked to do the battle, you know, and Kobe talks about that. And those kind of guys that are at that level, it wasn't about just the Super Bowl. It was about the game itself and the battles within the trenches. And so for me, the life I live, it's that battle. I love that. And then, cool, we get to some spot and we do a photo shoot, or you want a show or something, that's cool, but you just continue forward. So for those people that are going, hey, I got to get in shape, this is it. How am I going to stay motivated? Motivation comes and goes. It's the worst thing in the world. Motivation comes and goes. It has to be passionate for you. There has to be something. If you're getting in shape for a girl or a guy, you ain't going to stay. That ain't going to happen, because that guy's going to break up with you. Or when if you don't get the girl, then you're like, all this was wasted. Or the job, you know, it's all for this job. It's got to be something you freaking love beyond motivation, because motivation is going to go one day. And when that goes, how hard are you going to work?